conscious evolution, whatever this thing you're talking about, if it's happening.
Yes,
So it's not like,
that's
you know,
true.
so what I'm saying is I think it's quite simple, and I've drawn a map that highlights the characteristics of what relates to effective um, um, context building of what it is you're trying to do. And it's very
Yeah.
ironic. It's very ironic that, you know, the guy who's building context awareness tools has trouble bringing context awareness.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But anyway, Colin, I have to go. So that was a great place to end. How
But yeah,
can we
so,
create
you know, but I do think Sam,
context awareness tools?
yeah, well, and I do think that Sam appreciates that, and the
No,
frustration for somebody,
but
the
let's
frustration for
just
somebody.
remember.
I just saying the
Mm,
frustration, and managed it. We mentioned it today, of somebody who's trying to map the conversation, is that the more free and open the conversation is, it's less focused, the more difficult. If um, Carl would have been greatly facilitated if Sam knew he was going to map the conversation, he could have gave him the bullet points of the context. And what I'm saying is, in order to do it properly, everybody kind of has to be aware of that, and that grows. And the way that I'm saying that's more possible for regular people in a group conversation like this is to say, here's your constellation of stars on here on the map. And everybody can kind of visualize that in their head. And if they want to know what Glenn's doing, they can come and look at these stars. Like, it's got to be that simple, like wherever your garden is. To me.
yeah. So then we have to create those
And that's why you
stars,
can
and
see
that
context,
happens
because the
through the
context,
conversations. The conversations inform that. We can do that as a project,
the
and
reason
then
why,
build the profiles, etc. Yeah.
well, the
Uh,
reason why I'm saying it's hard for me to show context is because it's not for me to show your context. It's for the conversation to be focused enough so that we can build that map of a journey of context. So if it's just regular conversation, there's no real sense of building the map. But when it came to
well,
European Congress, I said, hey, there's a great example of a map ready to be made of that process happening,
but of course,
right?
we can't know beforehand where we're going to go with the conversations.
Well,
So
yes, we do.
we
Yes, we do.
have to, but we
We
have to
know
be prepared that they can move in unexpected directions. If we, for example, want to
Sam's got
do
a whole document.
co-evolution.
Sam's got a whole document. He's got years towards this, right? So he could, Heiner's another one that could be ready to build this map with.
Yeah.
But
But then the whole thing is we can do that if we continue with these deep dives. So we have the structure to do it.
yes,
We can do
yes.
it. We should do it. It's good conversations. It's deep dives. It's mapping it. It's
No,
improving
it's
the
not. It's not.
maps,
It's
and
not
it's
mapping it. From what I'm trying to say, it's that if you don't have a cognitive vision of where what it is and where it is, what's happening, then you don't know where to go find it. For example, the conversation about
if we
can
don't have that, then that can be developed through the conversation, and that's a
why
separate purpose of
why
the conversations.
it wasn't important. That's why I'm saying, because it wasn't important.
But
You
if
tell
it's
me it's important. I say, well, why did somebody drop the ball on that? You go, well, how did they drop the ball? And I'd say, well, it's lost in a pile of videos.
yeah, well, that's another issue. How
That
do
is the issue.
we?
That is the issue. And until you can beat that issue, you can't even start to play the journey game.
But that should be fairly easy. I mean, it's just to have a diary
No,
that
no,
we can agree.
it's to harvest the gems that are important and that you want to bring forward. So you have an agenda,
Yeah, but
right?
that can also be done later.
Well, those are those stars, and it has to be visual to people as they grow. And each one of those stars, you click on it, and it could turn into a journey map.
So
But do
would
I
you
have
agree
time to?
that
I don't know.
some of those stars have now been created during the last few weeks in Lauren and Charles' sessions because they created a mural map
Yeah,
where they
there are
had
good.
profiles
Yeah,
of people and they had video clips. So some of this has already,
yeah. No, it's not
developed.
like people don't know that they have to use tools, because we got Trello, right?
Yeah.
And there's
So
5 or 6 more that Sam
maybe we
uses.
can
It's not
maybe we
about the
can
tools. It's not about the tools. It's about Glenn saying, I have these 5 ideas. This is my most important idea. Here's where I've polished it. Does anybody want to work on it with me? Or
Yeah.
anybody?
And where the two of us disagree is I think that should be done in the Saturday barn racing conversations for all the regular participants of the barn racing conversations while we're making the maps and we're making those stars. So I think that the Saturdays are perfect for going into what is this person's big thing?
Summaries.
What is this?
Summaries,
And
updates,
summaries, etc.
updates.
Yeah.
But not to turn the conversation into, well, if you don't understand infinity, then we're just going to have to stop right here, young man, and we're going to have to talk about that.
Now, exactly, but we don't need that tone. We can just listen to what they say. We can explore together, and we see what happens.
If it's important, it should be harvested. Like I think as a good exercise, and Sam hit it today. We should go back. Here's another should. We should go back and watch the videos that we did, and try to harvest out of those, 3 or 4 minutes of gems that we think that we should be able to share. Otherwise, we wasted everybody's time.
And maybe we should. That's something each person probably should do. Yeah.
I think so.
Anyway, I have to go.
Otherwise, it's just entertainment, right? And I think there is some of that element to it, and it's complicated.
Yeah, but it's also real things. So it's a vast process. Yeah, the only thing I want to say before I leave is let's please remember that these issues are incredibly rich, incredibly complicated in some sense. So it's like it would be crazy to assume we would be able to solve it very easily.
Right.
So we have to be patient.
That they can't. I think people get frustrated in thinking that they should be able to have enough time to say what they have to say, and everybody understands them. What I see is just partial glimpses that we bookmark later and come back to it if it's important.
We need to come back.
Yeah.
We need to come back many more times. Yeah.
You keep bringing your message back. Sam keeps. So there's people that are very consistent.
Then we keep
help each other,
refining it. Yeah. Well, anyway, on that note, gotta go. So have a beautiful Saturday there, and looking forward to next week.
Yeah, that was fun.
Happens.
I don't have any idea what we're going to talk about for this religion conversation.
We'll see what happens. Yeah. Anyway, bye.
See ya.